What's up guys, it's Miracle Cat Corelli and this is episode 289 of my Cat Vibe series. Today I'm painting a little study with 3 pairs, and this time, as opposed to the previous episode, I do indeed start with some burnt umber mixed with burnt sienna, some ochre, yellow ochre, and then I'm just blocking in the light blues, underlying blues, because for this little still life I've used some Wayfair little towels, and there was a blue towel, there was a black towel. I want to start with the lighter tones as far as that towel and just block in the darker towel in the back. And for this particular study I'm deliberately using a thicker, wider bright brush. As you can see, it's an all media brush, it's not a bristle brush, because for this surface and for my intensive purposes here in this painting, I think that a bristle brush would be too rough. This requires a little bit more control, and yet I'm trying to paint in just broad brush strokes. It's a little squarish, I'd say, still pretty rough. I'm deliberately not going for the perfect curves and lines in this beginning stage, trying to block in the values and simultaneously block in the color, which I think is crucial. 3 bosc pairs. And as you can see, I'm starting to use toned canvases. I'm gessoing the first bottom layer with regular white gesso, and then for the second coat I am adding some pigment. I bought 3 dry pigments from Gamblin: Mars Red, dark burnt umber, and transparent yellow earth, or something like this. So I'm mixing them up in different proportions and just, doing the second coat of gesso with whichever color, with whichever mixture. Sometimes it's more rosish, reddish, sometimes it's brownish, sometimes it's yellowish, and I like it that way, because I think I will try out some more colors. I want to try to prep canvases in blue tones, for example, or do a mixture of both, like do one side of the canvas, make it pinkish or reddish, and the other one make it bluish. And then, when I have an idea for a painting, sometimes I just look at the surface of the canvas and I have ideas. Sometimes the color of the gesso or the weave of the canvas, or just, I don't know, the bristle strokes in the gesso, they evoke ideas, or they kind of give me a feeling of what's going to be on the canvas. Sometimes that's how it works. This is deliberately a very loose study. There is already a ton of oil paint here on this canvas. I'm painting pretty thick. I was painting very thin in the beginning, but then quite rapidly I went to thicker paint, almost straight out of the tube. It's still a little bit, diluted with oil without any Gamsol. This time there's no Gamsol, it's just oil. So it's thick. But sometimes I like this feeling. For certain paintings or studies or areas of a painting, sometimes I like to go into thicker paint earlier. And then other areas of the painting, I like to leave them just thinner. I guess it depends on the approach. There's no wrong answer here. And I think the important thing here is, so long as you have your entire support, your entire surface prepped evenly, so long as you have the proper steps in place, you're fine. You won't get a warped canvas, you won't have some sort of unbalanced pull on one side of the canvas, something like this. Usually, with all of my canvases, I start with 2 or 3 layers of gelatin. I first coat a canvas with gelatin, then I coat it with 2 coats of gesso, and when all of that is dried out, then I paint. Anyways, this was the study. Thank you very much for being with me. I appreciate you all. So next episode is going to be a musical one, and then after that we're going back to painting. If you want any of my paintings, reach out to me at ladyCatCorelli@gmail.com or go to my Etsy store. There's only 2 paintings as of right now, but I will be uploading others in the following couple of weeks. With that being said, thank you very much for being with me, and ciao.